Good afternoon, Willow Springs. I'm Kira Watson.
I'm McKenna Adamson.
And I'm Nolan Novotny.
This is Miss Strange's 5th period science class, and WSMS News starts now.
The strongest hurricane on record leaves the Bahamas in ruins.
The lungs of the earth continue to burn in the Amazons, and there's a mysterious vaping illness that's sending dozens of teens and young adults to hospitals hooked up to respirators.
A former leopard hauls in a ridiculous catch in college football.
And our own Lovejoy Varsity Leopards showcase extreme talent. Was it enough to win against Colleyville?
And many new changes here at Willow Springs. We've got a fun new superintendent, new security details, and a new schedule.
All this and more coming up on WSMS News. Welcome back. This is Willow Springs News.
We are excited to start bringing you guys our show every week.
Yeah, we want to make sure we keep you up to date, not only with what's happening in Lovejoy, but also what's happening everywhere to see how it affects us. So with that, let's talk about that massive Category 5 Hurricane Dorian and how our weather is heating back up.
Yeah, I want to introduce our weather team, Megan Clark and Brianna Murphy. Ladies.
Thanks guys, I'm Megan Clark, here to bring you your local weather. The month of September should be the month of nice and warm weather. I'm happy to say that the triple degree heat is finally gone. The weather temperature should range from the high 80s and temperatures dipping into the low 60s through the month of September. This weekend we should be looking towards cloudy skies with a high of 89 on Saturday and 90 on Sunday. The low should be dipping around to like 70 degrees. Perfect weather for the football games last night.
Thanks, Megan. I'm Brianna with National Weather. Hurricane Dorian started as a Category 5 storm, and it was the strongest hurricane on record in that area, with wind speeds over 200 miles per hour. It is downgraded to a 3 after plummeting the Bahamas for 24 hours. Floridians and folks up in the East Coast prepare for Dorian as its path continues to change. At least 5 people have perished and thousands of structures was destroyed. Mrs. Perez talks about her hurricane's form and why they're so strong.
Hurricanes are caused by the winds of the world and the Coriolis effect, but also they need warm ocean water, 85 degrees Fahrenheit and higher, and low pressure. So the reason why you have hurricane season towards the end of the summer is because the oceans have had time to warm up to that correct temperature.
In Amazon, the forest has been burning for nearly a month in Brazil. The rainforest provides 25% of the world's oxygen, and Ms. Perez has more for more information.
The Amazon fires is concerning because we really don't want to lose any more trees than we have. So if we do have an issue of the climate getting warmer, we need all the more trees to be taking in some of that carbon dioxide, because the trees take in the carbon dioxide and then release the oxygen.
Thanks, Megan and Brianna. I can't believe how strong that hurricane was.
I know. Our hearts and prayers go out to all the people affected by not only the hurricane, but also the Amazon fire.
And it's time for some good news. Our sports crew has been working hard covering volleyball and football and cross country.
Yeah, our varsity football team played really hard at the Tom Landry Classic last Saturday against Colleyville. So let's send it over our sports crew.
Thanks, Kira. Welcome back to Local Sports. I'm Skylar Rucker.
And I'm Grant Harlan.
The Lovejoy High School team had their first game on Saturday against Colleyville Heritage at Allen High School Stadium. It was a great game and was really close, but we lost 13-10. Both defenses were great, but Colleyville's offense just pulled away. The Lovejoy kicker, Tyler Luke, made a field goal, and number 9, Reed Westervelt, scored.
The WSMS 7th and 8th grade football teams started practice and are off to a great start. 7th grader Chloe Smith was able to interview a few football players.
I'm Chloe Smith here with some of the 7th graders trying out for football. So what are your names?
I'm Braden Gibson.
Luke Lytle.
Zane Kaczynski.
Bo Maddox.
Lewis Lindsley. What positions are y'all trying out for?
O-line, D-line.
Wide receiver and linebacker.
Running back, DB.
Running back, linebacker.
Wide receiver, safety. All right, Bo, how do you think you're doing and why?
Pretty good. I've been showing up all these kids.
What about you, Zane?
Well, our chemistry is pretty good. We've been playing since kindergarten,
Yeah. How's it like being the most important person on the team and getting no credit?
You know, shout out to all the big boys out there. We all know that we get no credit. You know, they can't win a game without us.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. The 8th grade football team had a game last night. Unfortunately, neither of them could pull out a win. The red team with a score of 20-37 and the black team with a score of 16-42.
Last night we played Rockwall Kane, 7th grade away and 8th grade was home.
Next week, we play Wiley Burnett. 7th grade will have their first home game here at WSMS.
Volleyball teams had their first game last Thursday against Rockwall Kane. 8th grade A and C team started off winning 2-1 and B team lost 1-2. 7th grade A and B team lost 1-2, but C team came out with the win 2-0.
Here's Ben Muirhead with some interviews.
I'm Ben Muirhead here with Yolani Phillips. How do you think you did this game?
I don't think I did my best, but the team did great overall and we won.
How do you think your team will do this season?
I think we'll do great and we'll take all the wins. C team, dream team.
Chloe Smith here with Caroline Topchick. And Caroline, did you find out if you made a team or not?
Yes, I made the team.
And how do you feel about how your volleyball tryouts went this week and why?
I feel like I did pretty good this week.
I'm Chloe Smith here with Reese Wallace. And Reese, how do you think your tryouts went this week and why?
I think I did pretty well because I was aggressive and went for the ball.
And how many people try out versus how many people actually make A, B, and C?
So 12 people make A, B, and C each team, and then there's 55 people that tried out.
What do you think you did the best at this week?
Probably DS or back row.
All right, thank you.
That's it for local sports.
Here's Kyle with your national sports.
Thanks, Grant. I'm Kyle Branch. This weekend was the beginning of football season. Washington wide receiver and former Lovejoy student Aaron Fuller had one of the top national plays of the week. He had an amazing first game with 5 catches. 2 of them were touchdowns. Take a look at this amazing one-hand catch.
Patience. Press coverage, he leans into him just a little bit. Whoop, snags it, and a little bit of PI in my eyes. And how about the...
His dad, Coach Fuller, says his son's hard work is paying off.
Whenever I saw the play and it was one-handed and he was able to get his foot down, I knew that the media would jump on that. You know, that's always a good highlight play. And so I was anticipating that to happen. I didn't know if it would make the top 10 or not, but that's a tough play to follow up.
Hey Ben, you've got the latest with the Zeke deal. Catch us up.
I'm Ben Muirhead. The Dallas Cowboys finalized a deal with Ezekiel Elliott, making him the highest paid running back in the NFL. It's a 6-year deal worth $90 million, ending the holdout of the entire preseason. Fans hope to see Zeke playing in this Sunday's game against the Giants. Speaking of contracts, Cowboys right tackle La'el Collins signed a 5-year, $58.5 million contract.
Amazing. That one-handed catch from Aaron Fuller. Actually, 2 great catches. Coach Fuller must be proud. And now for our top story. For the past 2 years, we've seen warnings about the dangers of vaping. Many teens don't realize just how harmful the vaping is.
Yes, and the latest mystery illness is really scary. Teenagers being rushed into emergency rooms all over the country with a baffling respiratory illness, some close to death. Our own Nolan Novotny has a story. Nolan?
A new deathly respiratory disease has quickly spread throughout the United States, all because of vaping. Texas recently rose the legal age to vape to 21, while Michigan has completely banned all vaping products. Staff, administrators, and students all give input to why vaping is so bad for the lungs.
Sadly, it seems that the companies who are producing vaping materials and the liquid that goes into the vapes are targeting teenagers and adolescents. And the reason I say that is because they have created flavors such as bubblegum and unicorn and citrus flavors that would appeal to teens.
They have really cool ads and it makes it look cool.
It can cause lung cancer and really mess up your body and give you a really bad addiction.
Nicotine is an incredibly addictive substance.
People get, a lot of teenagers have a problem with addiction because of vaping. They get addicted and they can't stop.
1 Juul pod of nicotine is equivalent to smoking 20 regular cigarettes.
Vaping was created as this alternative to cigarette smoking. We just don't know yet what those chemicals in that vaping pod do to a body and our body's lungs. It's so new, we don't know yet. When people first started smoking, they didn't know how bad it was for us. It wasn't until years later when the scientific research was able to look at it and study it and say, oh, this is really bad.
Did you know that 37% of 12th graders say that they vaped? That's more than 3 out of 10 students. A 17-year-old kid from Fort Worth has recently been put on respirators because of vaping. He's trying to send a message to stay away from Juuls.
Just throwing up everywhere, and my heart was just pounding out of my chest, going 100 miles an hour.
They should be really heavily regulated with vaping because it can cause serious harm.
Vaping gives you popcorn lungs, which makes it hard to breathe, and it destroys your lungs. And I feel like it's things that teenagers don't really view as deadly.
I think that no matter how much you moderate it, no matter how little you use, it's still going to affect you.
The more people that vape and over extended time, the worse it could be.
For WSMS News, I'm Nolan Novotny.
When we come back, we'll take a look at the new changes and a new social media app that's become a major hit.
Oh, hello, Willow Springs Lepers. Thank you for your time this afternoon. I just have a couple of very important announcements for you as we go down the next few weeks. We've got some great things happening at Willow Springs Middle School. First and foremost, our back-to-school dance and social. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, back-to-school dance and social for all 7th and 8th grade students will be Friday, September 20th. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow, Friday, September 20th, from 4:30 to 6:30. So right after school, get your tickets. More information will be coming out soon, but just make some plans. Once again, this is the Back-to-School Dance and Social. It's not a formal. You do not need a date. Come hang out with your friends. We'll have the gyms open. We'll have a DJ going. A little music going. Should be fun. Great night of fun and events. The second thing, ladies and gentlemen, is our Spirit shirt. Students, just a reminder that we're asking all of our students to purchase a Spirit shirt. The red is the 8th grade Spirit shirt, and the black is the 7th grade Spirit shirt. Notice that they say leopards on them so that you can wear them to any Lovejoy ISD event. We'd also like you to start wearing them on Fridays, especially when we have home football games at Lovejoy High School. We'd also like you to wear them when we have field trips as well as our pep rallies here on campus. So if you have not purchased one, please make sure you talk to your parents to check the principal newsletter so that you can purchase a Spirit shirt for this year. If you have purchased one, they are available at the school store for your pickup. Thank you very much. The last thing, ladies and gentlemen, are tardies. Just a reminder, make sure that you are in class on time and before school. We are marking tardies in the grade book now, and we're actually checking tardies. Remember that if you have 4 tardies, you will be assigned a Friday night school. So make time to be on time. Get to class early. Thank you very much, Leopards. Have a great day. We're looking forward to seeing you at the Back to School Dance and Social and buying your Spirit shirts. Talk to you soon.
Okay, so one of the biggest changes here at Willow Springs is not being able to have your phone during the school day.
And an advisory period and one less elective. Here's our entertainment crew with all the changes. Mia, Claudia, and Jonathan.
This year, we've seen many changes here in Lovejoy, in particular, our school. We now only have 7 periods and an advisory period. We also aren't allowed to be using our cell phones during the school day. There are mixed emotions among staff and students.
And Kevin, how do you feel about the new cell phone policy? I'm okay with it, but I'd like to be able to text my mom on my own, and I think we should be able to use it for lunch. Okay, how do you feel?
I don't really like it. I think we should be able to use it during lunch in case we forgot a lunch.
Okay, thank you. I'm here with Brendan. How do you feel about the new cell phone policy?
I don't like it because I can't text my parents or anything, or I can't play games.
I'm here with Will. How do you feel about the new cell phone policy?
I like it because you get to focus better and you just get to get your work done.
I think it's good that we still can use them before and after school. There also was an article that Ms. Coonrod gave me that said that the less that you're on the cell phone, the less anxiety you have.
I'm here with Jaden. How do you feel about the new cell phone policy?
It's kind of good and bad on both relations. One is that it takes away from entertainment that we have times right now, and it's perfect because you don't have to be disturbed during Star or Benchmark.
Thank you.
This year we also have a brand new superintendent, Dr. Goddard. He was actually part of the beginning of the secondary program in Lovejoy. Christian Giordano was able to sit down with Dr. Goddard last week.
Thanks for having me. First of all, it's been amazing to come back home. I was the very first high school principal here in Lovejoy and got a chance to start the secondary program from scratch. And so really before, kindergarten through 6th grade went to Lovejoy, and then after that they went to Allen for 7th through 12th grade. And so right around the early 2000s, the community voted for us to start a secondary program here. And so I was hired in 2005, the year before the secondary program opened. And so I got a chance to graduate the very first class that ever graduated from Lovejoy High School in 2010.
Dr. Goddard is a very special person. He pops up all the time and even showed up last Thursday for his birthday bash. Take a look at some of these fun photos. Both staff and students got to wear either a Leopard Spirit shirt or Disney shirt and jeans in celebration of Dr. Goddard's birthday. It was also Spanish teacher Miss Viz's birthday, and she dressed like Minnie Mouse. Even Dr. Messer had fun wearing his Mickey Mouse gloves.
Be ready for next Friday's early release in celebration of Leopard Friday. The fun starts at LHS from 4:30 to 6:30. Lots of food, a bounce house, and games. Then the football game starts at 7. Hope to see you there.
Today, those students who ran for NGHS office positions will find out if they won. The positions are President, Vice President, Secretary, and PR. Our NGHS kids will be working hard this year to get in service hours and become better leaders for our school.
Also, our Willow Springs Theater and Choir are preparing for their musical, Annie Jr.
There are lots of movies in theaters right now, and our own movie critic, Jonathan Wolf, got a chance to check out Dora.
28 days ago, the movie Dora and the Lost City of Gold came out. We all remember Dora the Explorer. Well, now we have a real-life movie version of our favorite TV show. The movie had stars such as Michael Pena, who played Lewis in Ant-Man, and Isabel Moner, who was C.J. Martin in 100 Things to Do Before High School. This movie was about Dora living most of her life in a jungle, but now she has to overcome the biggest obstacle she has ever faced, school. Her school goes to a museum for a field trip, but she suddenly gets kidnapped along with a few other people to find her parents in the Lost City of Gold. Let's take a look at the trailer.
We're gonna break some rules.
We're coming with you, Prima.
Oh, look. Dora brought a knife on the field trip, everybody. It's a jungle puzzle.
Stop fooling lovers!
The jungle is perfectly safe.
Not safe! Not safe!
This movie is for the younger audiences, but the moral of the story is something that everyone can enjoy. Friendship is the most powerful quality during hard times. If you're looking for a fun and positive movie, look no further than Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Lastly, we all remember Musical.ly. Now a new app called TikTok is taking over. Here's our social media anchors to fill us in. Girls?
Anna Klinger. And I'm Abigail Getnet.
And welcome to social media. An app called TikTok has taken the world by storm. On the app, you can film funny short videos so that your friends can see them. There are weekly challenges and trends that people try to complete to be on the For You page, where you can go viral and get millions of likes.
Snapchat introduced Snap Stories in July 2011. Recently, Facebook and Instagram and other apps have been using Snapchat's ideas and adding them to their apps. Snapchat introduced their stories in July 2011. Instagram came out with their stories in August 2016, and Facebook came out with theirs in March 2017. These two apps are using this technique to increase time spent on their apps.
That's it for social media. Back to you guys. Do you guys make TikToks?
No. I do. They're really funny and entertaining.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. That's it for this week's announcements.
Have a good day, and remember,
Leopards roar as one. Roar!